Welcome to a podcast named Tim. It's another Star Wars The Bad Batch review. Today's review is episode 10. Remember, there are only 14, so we're coming down the towards the end. But it's episode 10 entitled Common Ground. And before we get into the review, please do give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It does a lot to help us out, of course. So what is Common Ground about? But basically on Raxus, which, if you remember, is the seat of the Separatist government was in the Clone Wars. On that planet, the Empire has spread to those planets as well, and there is a senator there, Avi Singh. Basically, the Empire wants him to do the puppet work. It wants him to go out and tell the citizens to follow all the rules of the new regime and to get along and all that good stuff. He refuses and wants to take a stand to support his people. Because of this, he is captured and taken away. His droid GS-8 runs away and hires the Bad Batch to come and save him. Of course, the Bad Batch are a little nervous about doing this. The Separatists are the bad guys. The droids are the bad guys. Why would we help out them? Well, of course, they have to now put aside some of their differences, which Hunter and Tech seem to be much more willing to do. Echo and Wrecker, it's kind of a learning process for them to understand, especially Echo, that they're not our enemy anymore, and they're much more like us. And so they go through, of course, save Mr. Singh. Who wants to stay at the end, but they do convince him to go back with them so that he can be saved. He can live to fight another day and save his people. So who knows where that's going to go? But meanwhile, Omega is told to stay behind. I think Hunter is a little concerned about her getting captured last time and feels at fault for it, so he wants her to stay behind while she is there. She does end up paying off all of the debt for the Bad Batch. They are free from Sid. The way she does it is she makes it a lot of money playing some, I think it's Dejarik. It's the Hollow chess game that they play in Star Wars. And she makes Sid a bunch of money running the tables there. And so she helps out the crew in her own way this time. And overall, a much different episode from the last couple we've had, which felt like the last 3 or 4 felt like one kind of big episode telling one big story, and just a lot of information and plot development. This was a little bit more subtle, but I liked that the Bad Batch, I liked that we addressed the topic that was addressed here as far as them having to come around and working for a droid and for the Separatists, or a former Separatist, to help them out. And I think, this might be wrong, but this is the first time I can remember seeing what a Separatist world has gone through during that immediate transition from the Empire. I'd actually like to see more stories about what that transition from Separatists to, I guess, immediately to the Republic, or I guess immediately to the Empire. I'd be curious to see more stories about how that transition took place on a lot of different worlds. So I really liked that idea, and I do hope they expound upon it more. Overall, again, a decent episode, one that was definitely necessary to happen. I could see where people might say it was a little too slow, and I don't think it's a filler episode, but I know a lot of people throw that around a lot with a lot of different episodes of Star Wars that don't advance the main plot. And it didn't advance the main plot, but I think we got an important snapshot of the universe. So I would, it's a good episode. I am curious to see what they're going to do with Senator Singh, if he's going to become part of the rebellion, or what his role is going to be in future episodes or in future stories. Because I don't really see a place for him with only 4 episodes left. I don't see a place for him in this finale, or where I think we're going. But maybe in a season 2, or again in some other story, he could pop up. Overall, that's my general thoughts on the episode. Let me know your thoughts. Did you like seeing Raxus? Would you like to see more stories from there? Maybe a Tales from Raxus to an anthology series about the Separatists. That would be really cool. Someone get on that. Maybe when they finally get around to their certain point of view for whenever they're going to get around to the prequels. Maybe we'll get some stories on some of these planets. But always enjoying more Star Wars, and look forward to watching the last four episodes. We're going to be done before we know it of the Bad Batch. Thank you for checking us out, and we'll see you next time here on a podcast named Tim.